When you think of your healing journey, when have you tapped into yourself in order to create change in your life? Can you think of an experience or an example of how that has happened for you?
Yeah. So I have always managed all of my relationships and interactions with people and the world. I've been like a covert analyst manager of what I see going on around me. So I've often been on the effect side of life, not necessarily intentionally creating things, but more like reacting to things. And there's been several poignant moments in my life where I've always kind of, because I'm in that reactive state so often, I can blame others pretty easily when I'm in that perspective and operating from that place. And so I would find myself in these situations that were really frustrating and I'm blaming somebody else. But also then I think kind of recognizing that I'm allowing that I'm staying in this situation and allowing basically this person to have power over me in different ways. And
how did you get that awareness?
Sometimes with help from others. My mentor has been a good poker into areas and kind of pushing me to see some of that truth that I was actually, because I think when I'm in that perspective on that reactive side, I don't see my own power. Because it's just like, this is just natural. I have to do this for other people, and then it's easy to get upset with them. So I think it takes sometimes other people helping you to see it. And also I think enough pain. Because if you can manage it, and you're used to coping and, just getting by, then you'll just do it. You'll just do it and, have bad guys in your life and be doing the dance. But I think as far as like when you have enough pain in your life, sometimes it will kind of push you as well.
So sometimes going to the pain allows you to deal with the pain.
Yeah, well, because I think it will continue and you can only manage so much. And I think at certain times it'll start to feel overwhelming. That's like the delicate balance of coping versus processing and healing. But yeah, I think feeling the pain, having people help to push, and parenting, to be honest. When you have children and you start to recognize your power because of the influence that you have on another person. That's also motivating too.
Yeah, agreed.
What about you?
Yeah, I resonated a lot with what you just shared. I do think parenting is like such a powerful awareness of, boy, if I don't deal with my stuff, I'm going to unknowingly project it on my family. And I know that has been a motivator for me too, of like, man, I want to do things different. And I also resonate with sometimes you have to go to the pain and sit in the pain, even though it feels awful in the moment, but you live here kind of managing, dealing, experiencing life. And when you actually start to like go to the pain, you can level up.
Right.
But it takes going there in order to level up.
Yeah, when you were just asking me about the, when I've tuned into my inner wisdom, I think it is in moments where I have felt it strong enough that it's hard to deny, and you can't necessarily keep coping. And so it's like sometimes the pain, your demons, whatever you want to call them, will corner you.
Yes.
By your own, like how you've been participating in the situation as well. Sometimes it is other people, but you're allowing, you know what I mean? Like you're also part of that. Yeah, sometimes it just corners you.
For sure. And sometimes it has to, actually you have to make things worse in order to get better.
Yeah.
Or to level up.
Yeah.
Which nobody likes to do that. Myself. I look and go, man, if I didn't have to feel all the pain and crap, I wouldn't choose to feel it. But man, when you can start to shift that and come out on the other side, get those little wins and celebrating some of those wins.
Yeah.
Keeps the momentum going, keeps the healing journey going, which I think is why you and I are drawn to do the work that we do.
Right. Yeah, because as soon as you see something, you can't unsee it.
Yes.
And so when you do come face to face with some of your pain or your patterns or the ways that you maybe wish that things were different, it's there. So even if you can kind of go back to coping and autopilot and whatever for a little bit and managing things however you were, it kind of gnaws at you and then it kind of pops back up. So
yeah, and you start to see it. And I like the staying busy piece. When we were talking a little bit about kind of how you were feeling and experiencing things, I know for myself, when I would find myself just being really busy and feeling overwhelmed and anxious, I didn't have to deal. It was kind of a way of coping with the pain.
Distraction.
Total distraction.
You hide in distraction.
Oh yeah. If I can do this and accomplish this, then I'm going to feel like I'm, it feels good to accomplish. But if the motivation is to not feel the pain.
Right. You're running.
Yes, good point. The Inner Wisdom Retreat is for anyone, and likely if you're watching this, you're feeling some of this, that feels like you're stuck, where you run a pattern in an area of life, and it could be your finances, it could be your relationships or career, any area of life where you're like, man, why do I keep getting drawn to this toxic type of relationship? Or why can't I set boundaries? Or why do I find myself living paycheck to paycheck even though I want to do something different? Or even your health, right? If you're like, oh yeah, I want to be healthier, but then you self-sabotage. I know I definitely have been there. And navigating that is important, to take a pause and allow yourself to look and go, how did I get here? So that way you can do something different. And I look at the Inner Wisdom Retreat then is looking at those things that have shaped you to who you are today, appreciating the way that you are, but then also going, all right, how do I change the things I don't want to do anymore?
I think it is kind of like we can create the space for people to wrestle with where their life is feeling stagnant or stuck, or maybe just in some way dissatisfying or disconnected, limited. Those are some of the words that I think hit on what I feel like a lot of people in the world are feeling. And I think we look to all the things that we can easily point our finger at, like, well, it's this or it's that, and sometimes those are part of it, but I think sometimes it's bigger than that even. But there's not a space to really talk about that. We can talk about social issues and daily frustrations, but to really look at our hearts and how we are shaped into who we are as a person today. I mean, therapy, there's that, but this is something different. This is where we're really taking a deep dive with a group of people in an intimate kind of setting where we really create a lot of safety. Katie and I are on our own journeys, and so we know the kind of heaviness that can come with looking at this stuff. And so I know that sometimes is the obstacle for people.
Yes.
Fear around what might happen or how it's going to feel. To really acknowledge and not maybe keep coping or running. But it is where I think we can stop running and start looking compassionately with support at some of those painful parts of our life that maybe we want to change.
Yeah, and I love that, because you're like, you stop running and then also have those awarenesses, because it's all about creating awareness. You only are aware of so much in your life, and the rest you just do on autopilot.
Yes.
So to create awareness gives you choice.
Yes.
So instead of heading on the same path that you've been on, you go, oh, wait, I can do something different.
Yeah.
And to be surrounded by a group of people on that same journey, like, that can help create those awareness moments for you, that's powerful.
It's as powerful as you want to make it.
Yeah.
So it is for anybody who is looking for change, who is willing to reflect, and who wants to feel more free and intentional in their life and their decisions.
So join us this September 12th, 8 to 5. We would love to have you join.
Yes, please join.